Welcome back, viewers, to another episode of From the Hip. It is January 13th, 2024, and it is playoff weekend. But I'd like to introduce my crew today. First, starting off with Justin Rodriguez. And yeah, I'm not calling you that, Mr. Tyler over there. How you guys doing today?
Well, man, well, how you doing?
I'm
Doing
good.
good. Doing good. At some point, you'll screw up just like Anthony did.
Maybe do it one time for Mo. Mo and Anthony aren't here with us today. Prayers go out to Mo. Anthony's not feeling very well, so show has to go on. So let's jump right into it. The big story of the weekend: Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick and the Patriots decided to part ways after 24 years, think 9 conference championships, 6 Super Bowl rings. This is huge. We got a little something for you. Go ahead. Look at this. Vintage Bill.
Hi, good morning. Seen this many cameras since we signed Tebow. Robert and I, after a series of discussions, have mutually agreed to part ways. And for me, this is a day of gratitude and celebration. It's with just so many fond memories and thoughts that I think about the Patriots and I'll always be a Patriot. I look forward to coming back here, but at this time, we're gonna move on, and I look forward. I'm excited for the future, but always very, very appreciative of the opportunity here, the support here, and what you've done for me. Thank you.
Wow. Sounds very emotional in that clip to me personally.
Oh yeah. I mean, 24 years. 24 years with that same team, with that same foundation. I mean, it's all, especially the fact that he probably doesn't want to really leave. It's probably just a decision that he said was mutual. So
Yeah.
they had to come to terms to something.
I don't know. What do you think about it, Justin? How do you feel about it?
And those are the two emotionalist men in the NFL. Bro.
That's
there
what I
is
was
no
thinking.
emotion at all. Like he's like, yeah, I'm just here and yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll move on. We decided to part ways. All right, bro. 24 years, not even a tear, nothing. You work with this guy, right hand man. But I mean, it is what it is, bro. Some people you don't like working with some of your coworkers either, bro. So I get it, bro.
Yeah, but there was a little bit of quivering in his voice. It sounded like he was moved for once in his life. It's the most emotions I've seen. Belichick's been in front of the cameras before.
Like you just said, bro. Like you just said, it's the most cameras he's seen since Tebow.
I think it was a little emotion behind it because, like I said, 24 years. But the reason why they're still stone-faced, because they said it was a mutual agreement, I think it's because Belichick didn't want to go. They couldn't come to terms for what Belichick wanted. And so they both agreed to part ways. It doesn't mean Belichick's happy about it. But he's just like, I have to do this because we're not seeing eye to eye. And I'm clearly not the owner.
That's true. So then next we have the man who's taking over in place of Belichick, Gerard Mayo, former linebacker of his own. So he knows the system. He should know the players very, very well. Do you think he can carry on the torch?
The thing about having coaches like Belichick leave and have him replace is that now they hold a certain amount of standard to their replacement. The replacement has big shoes to fill. Even though I don't feel like Mayo doesn't have anything to prove, being a player's coach and everything, but I don't see why when he first comes in he's expected to win. He's expected to turn the franchise around in the beginning. I don't see that at all. I see him. This is definitely a process. This is a rebuild. He needs to make this his team and get away from that Belichick way.
But this was a planned replacement.
I mean, yeah, we noticed that when the replacement was announced 2 days after Belichick retired part of the way, so we knew it was a planned replacement. But the thing about it is that he's a players coach, so y'all know how I feel about players coaches. You know, I feel very strongly about players coach. I feel like all coaches should be former players. People who have played the game know the style and know how what these players go to on a day-to-day basis. But like I said, when you have a coach of the statute of Bill Belichick, that's big shoes to fill. And that's what comes with a lot of pressure, and that comes with a lot of weight on his shoulders. So I just hope it doesn't get to him and expect it to win right away when it's a process. Bro.
Yeah, with that team they have after what they did this season, which was horrible. But I agree with you. I think players coaches make the best coaches. What about you, Tyler? How do you think Gerard Mayo's going to fare, or is he going to keep the torch for the Patriots?
I think it's going to maybe be a little rough of a transition because, like I said, you're going from Bill Belichick to him. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. But I think the Patriots also know because during that Belichick phase, Patriots didn't start that great. The Patriots were a little rocky for a period of the Belichick. It wasn't until the whole Brady coming up and then that dynasty then being built and stuff like that, which really helped it. I think that's what the Patriots are. They're not going to be like the owners won't be as critical because they know we've been here before, we've been down and out before, and we've built a program back up. So I think this could be one of those things where there's pressure on them, but maybe not a whole lot because they want to see, can we build up like we did before?
I hope so. This should be an easy transition for him, like they say there. But you know, we've seen this before. Look at the Lions. They were in a long-term rebuild, and now look at them. The Bengals were in a long-term rebuild for a while after Carson Palmer left, and now look at them. Kansas City before Mahomes got there. So we've seen this story before. So I think they need to give him some time, let him get some good picks, get some good players over there, and then we can see what this guy can do.
I see the only problem with that is that the other franchise you named doesn't have the amount of success the Patriots do, and I think that's like I said, that's going to be the real weight on his shoulders because coming in, relieving a coach who won 6 Super Bowls, who went ahead and won 17 probably division titles, went on and went to Super Bowl 10 times. You know what I'm saying? It's big shoes to fill. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but I think that's because we're not used to seeing the Patriots the way they are now. So this is new to all of us, and this is why everybody's questioning. Even though we knew this was going to happen the moment Tom Brady left, that this team was going to struggle. This team, we knew that, but it's to see it unfold the way it is unfolding, nobody expected that. That's why I think it's coming to such a shock to everybody.
We didn't see such a collapse.
We
expected
like a bump in the road right here.
Yeah, we expected a bump in the road when Brady left. We're like, all right, there's gonna be a bump in the road, but the Patriots should bounce back. And really, it just kept falling apart for them.
It's just
my next question. I have a question now. I find it hilarious. Because Bill Belichick this whole time was talking about he could have done this without Tom Brady, and you guys say you didn't expect it, but you knew it would happen without Tom Brady. So that's a kind of being contradiction.
Let's be real honest right here.
Oh,
Tom Brady is the reason for his success.
TB12.
Because you see what he has now.
Yeah.
It's been through 3 quarterbacks already since Brady's been gone. Mac Jones was his real replacement, but you see how that panned out. You had Zappy in there. Zappy's decent, but no film, etc. So let's see how Zappy is next year. If Zappy stays as the starting.
Belichick was going to say that no matter what. He's not going to admit that.
Yeah, he's not going to fold. He's not going to fold. You got to stand on business. You know how it goes.
I don't think any coach would admit, it's because of this player, the reason I have this success. No. They wouldn't admit it. They would go, no, I could do it without him.
I'm just happy that Brady gave Belichick his flowers, let him know that he's a great coach, etc. like that. And part of his success wouldn't come to being without Bill Belichick, but I feel like Bill Belichick should give that same common courtesy because you're not doing it without Tom Brady.
All right. And that moves us into our next topic now. Change is inevitable. We got another nice, short, sweet video for you fans out there right now. Roll that footage. Bye-bye.
Damn.
I'm doing this tonight. You're probably gonna start a fight. I know this can't be right. Hey, baby, come on. I loved you endlessly, and you weren't there for me. So now it's time to leave and make it alone. I know that I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Don't wanna be a fool for you. Just another player in your game for two. You may hate me, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Don't really wanna make it tough. I just wanna tell you that I had enough. It might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye.
Damn.
I saw your face on that last one, Justin.
Wasn't
W-
fire,
w-
bro.
Dude,
Wasn't fire.
he tried, he fought for his job, and they were like,
It
no.
wasn't fire.
He was
It's a mutual
fine.
agreement. It's a mutual agreement.
Mutual
I
agreement.
think it's a mutual
Mutual
agreement. It was just to save face. He was fired.
It's
They
a
were
mutual
saying,
agreement.
"You're
I'm
not
staying on
the
that
way."
shit, man. Thank you, Pete Carroll, for everything you've done.
So, what's next for Belichick? I'd
Hopefully,
like
not.
to. Well, I'd like to read a little article for you here. Mutual agreement to get the hell out.
Jesus Christ.
To read, to give me. Oh, people are brutal. What's next for Belichick? Some people think it's a no-brainer that he's going to end up at the Chargers because they already have Justin Herbert. They're a great quarterback for him. But I still think the Chargers are in too much of a rebuild, so Coach B isn't getting any younger. Along with the fact that he really doesn't want to relocate his family. They've lived on the East Coast for so long. Then there's also the Raiders, who almost made the playoffs, and Tom Brady's part owner. They have a solid core team around them, but Antonio Pierce did a great job this season, and we feel that he should be offered that head coach position. How about the Falcons? Especially if they make a trade for Justin Fields, or maybe go get Russell Wilson, who would fit that system. But then again, Atlanta's in a rebuild, and Russell's a short-term fix. And Fields needs a lot more coaching, which under Belichick could work. Then there's the Tennessee Titans to replace Mike Vrabel. Problem is the team slightly resembles the Patriots. They don't have a franchise QB, lack defense, and Derrick Henry's on the way out. The Seahawks are interesting, but they are on the West Coast, and they have Geno. Commanders, possibly a really bad fit. They do have a young gunslinger QB, some decent weapons, but the ownership has shown to make rash decisions and have the right to now, right now or more mentally, that it won't work for Bill. So where can he fit? Are the real questions. I say wait a week or two, and perhaps the perfect job does exist yet. The best fit, quite honestly, could be the Bills. If the Bills lose in the first round of the playoffs against the Steelers, which I admit it would be a huge upset, would set off a series of explosions, firing the Bills organization, and they'll have a new look coach heading into the next season. Bill wouldn't have to move his family, steps right into a winning situation with some great pieces. Same could go for the Eagles. If they lose to Tampa Bay in the first round, Sirianni could be unemployed and Bill wouldn't have to move, and he comes into the most dangerous situation he could have, a team where they were just there and they're looking to get back, and they have functional pieces. Another interesting long shot, don't get excited, Tyler. What if Green Bay beats the Cowboys? Mike McCarthy has led the Cowboys to three straight 12-win seasons, and they have the second best record in the NFC. But Jerry wants to win a Super Bowl now. The team is built to win now. Jerry might hire Bill to push them right over the top. And now the biggest long shot, the Jets could fire Saleh to get Bill to do a Super Bowl run with Aaron Rodgers. And that Jet defense would be amazing under Bill. The Jets team and Rodgers is set to win now for at least 1 year. He owns it, the team, and they should replace Bill Parcells 24 years ago, backed out to get New England.
But y'all out of y'all damn mind, bro.
Why?
Long shot is a long like those 4 teams is long shots, like you said. The other teams that need head coaching jobs, I see why he will go. I don't think he should go. Retire as a Patriot. Go and live on a beach somewhere, bro. You made your mark. You made your mark. Move on. You know what I'm saying? Don't ruin it. Don't do what Jordan did. I'm trying to think of what. I said don't do what Brady did. Like, don't do what they did, bro. Retire and move on. Simple as that. Don't retire as a Patriot. You don't need to go coach for a year or 2. No, bro. Just go retire, bro. Go live on a beach somewhere and move on, bro.
But you really do have to think about those long shots. The Bills had that up and down season where they were losing and they were about to not make the playoffs. Josh Allen hasn't played the best. That would be a really good fit for him as a win now scenario. Also, the Eagles, who have been on the slide. He could fix that up. The Jets, why not?
But Nick Sirianni is not getting fired.
AFC East, he's right there. He could take over for them. And they got Aaron Rodgers, who they both have mutual respect for one another.
Who's also 50 years old.
Hey, and he still can throw.
It's just I look at it as like you don't win. I get it. You're gonna come in, you're gonna hype up, you're gonna sell some tickets, but you ain't gonna win nothing, bro. I'm just being honest. Just retire as a Patriot. I don't see why you move on to another team. Just retire as a Patriot, bro.
Maybe he has something to prove. Brady went to Tampa and won another ring without Bill. Maybe Bill wants to win a ring.
You might be on the sign there. You might be on the sign there, but you already got proven wrong, bro. Once they already said it, bro. You told Robert Kraft Tom Brady was washed. Yeah, he's done. He ain't gonna win nothing. You let him go. First year out, he goes win the Super Bowl. Get the yo. You were wrong. Live with the mistake. Move on.
Was it first year? I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was. Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It could have been.
I thought
it was first year out.
Yeah, I thought it was the first year he went to Tampa and then they won that Super Bowl. And then the next year, it was downhill.
Of course. What did that guy just say in the chat?
Of course, a Seahawks fan wants Bill to retire.
He needs to move on. Go live on a beach.
I mean,
toes out. Put your toes out. Go live in Cancun.
I agree with Justin. I think it's one of those things where your dynasty fell apart. You've been doing this a long fucking time.
24 years.
24 years. Me personally, it'd probably be one of those decisions saying, I've done this long enough. You know that dude has so much money, it's not even fucking funny. The dude can retire and enjoy the rest of his life at those fucking masseuses as much as he wants, and then there's no more eyes on him. But he has that pride. He has that. It's that Tom Brady thing. I think he still hasn't given him any flowers, just as Brady did for him. Belichick didn't do it because I think Belichick's still a little butthurt over it. I think he has that pride where he's going to want, like what Corey said, he's going to want that other ring. He's going to go, I can do it without Brady.
All right, so let me ask you this. What's the time limit you give him
to win a championship with somebody else?
Well, no chance. Say he leaves. He already left Patriots, but say he resigns. What's the time limit you give him at the other team?
Depends on who it is.
Because now, yeah, exactly. So because now you look at it as an aspect of if he's gonna go do a rebuild.
I was gonna say right? 3 years.
Which I don't think he's gonna go through a rebuild. He's gonna want to go to a team as a contender now.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? You give him 2-3 years. If he doesn't do it at that time, say he still coaches for the next 5 years, still hasn't done it. When do you call it quits?
When For him,
What was
it
the
probably
purpose of you
when no team picks him up.
adding on another team to your resume?
No team picks him up. Wow.
Like if he goes 5 years on any other team and still can't get that ring, I think he still wants to. He'll be that person who wants to keep trying. But at the end of the day, when all the teams decide, when there's only garbage teams left, and he's not going to go to those teams because he's like, no, they're garbage. Like I'm going to waste my time there.
Because
no team's going to take him. It'll force him to retire. It'll be a forced retirement.
The only way I see this working out in his favor, he needs to go to a team that's going to win now. And the only 4 teams that y'all mentioned that is capable of winning now is the 4 long shots.
Exactly.
Well, no, we also said the Chargers.
Bro.
They have weapons. They got weapons. Under Bill Belichick,
they about to blow that team up.
Maybe,
but Belichick doesn't want to go out that way, right?
Belichick goes there. Yeah, he doesn't want to go, but if he does, possibility. There's anything's possible.
This whole show is about possibilities and probabilities. Right, yeah. God damn it. We're saying it every week.
If he was to go there, he could. What? Who wrote? No. He ain't coming back. He ain't come back. Take that name out the chat. If he was to go there, it would be a nice fit. But I do see some things happening. And I do agree it would take 3. I would give him 3 years. But I feel, my personal opinion is when Tom Brady left, he should have took a front office role. He should have just stayed as GM for the Patriots and just scouted draft picks, which I think he's good. He's pretty good at. He could have done well at that if that would have been his primary focus.
Whose decision was to make the drive Mac Jones?
Yeah, I know that was a bad one, but I said a lot of his other picks were good. Hey, you gotta have one bad one. All right, yeah, you gotta have one.
I just want to say the last first round draft picks for all the New England Patriots. Where are they today?
Damn.
I'm just saying, if you say you think he's a good scouter, where is the first round draft picks of all the Patriots the last 24 years? Where they are today, bro?
He gets a lot of diamonds later on.
Yeah,
he's not a good first. Well, you got to remember too, a lot of those years he was drafting 31, 32 because they were winning. So you were getting like guys who were potential second rounders.
This is what I'm talking about. I think I think you should go live on the beach somewhere, Papa. Go have your toes out in the sand, do what you gotta do, but you're gonna ruin your reputation.
You're gonna ruin your
reputation. And he'll do it.
You're gonna ruin it. You're gonna ruin the Belichick way. You're gonna ruin it. Just go live on the beach somewhere. But
I have a feeling he will.
He just feeling
he will.
He just don't, though.
Because I don't think he wanted to leave. I don't think he wanted to leave the Patriots in the first place.
I feel you.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he wanted to leave and die as a Patriot.
Exactly, and he was forced out. And now with that, this is where it's going to be his revenge tour. Belichick's a prideful man. It's no secret. He's a prideful man. And so at the end of the day, this is going to be in his head, my revenge tour. And he's going to try to get on one of those teams. I wouldn't be surprised if he snakes his way into another fucking team. You start getting the ears of the owners and stuff like that. Start being like, hey, man, you see this career, see their career, see what I can do, see what they're not doing. Come on.
Don't.
And then he could screw a good team up if the pride gets in the way. It is an extreme possibility because now it's revenge tour. Now it's I'm gonna prove Brady wrong. I'm gonna prove the fucking Patriots wrong. I'm gonna get a ring, and then if you don't get one in 5 years, ain't no top team's gonna pick him up. Only the bottom of the barrel will pick him up, and I doubt he's gonna want to do that.
He should stay somewhere in the AFC East just so he can see the Patriots twice a year. But let's move on.
He stays in the division. That is the most savage shit I've seen ever. But we're gonna move on though. But
let's move on to
that's savage as fuck, bro.
Let's move on to our great Jameis Winston, right back in the headlines again. For a lot of you don't know, he was supposed to go out on the field and run victory formation, and instead he was trying to help out his running back get his bonus. How do you feel about that? Was he wrong? Was he right?
It's that thin line, but at the end of the day, you have to have some integrity. Jameis Winston is known to be immature. And this is the immaturity showing again. It hurts him more that I get what he's doing. He's trying to help his players. He's backing his team. He's backing his players and stuff. But at the end of the day,
he should be fired.
At the end of the day, coaches, head staff, they see that and they hate that. Doesn't matter about your players. It's the people who are hiring you. It's your bosses, essentially. They see that, they hate that. When that coach walked out on that field saying, you're right, because he's getting the shit for it immediately. It was an immature move. He shouldn't have done it. Take the fucking knee. I get you want to do something for your boys out there, and I'm fine with that. That's a good quarterback looking out for his team. But you have to pick and choose your moments. He hasn't matured. He hasn't matured since he got into the NFL. And it's sad that how long has he been in the NFL now?
Did a full stint with Tampa, and then he's been here.
Yeah, wow, now
He's been here for a while now. I watched him at Florida State. I'm a Florida State fan. I watched him with Florida State, and I was excited to see where he was going. But my biggest concern was his immaturity. He was immature at Florida State. That's a college kid, and I'm like, all right, have him go to a team, have him learn how to move up. He never matured. And this is still showing you the day he's not maturing, and it's going to hurt him on any other teams. If the Saints let him go, or if anything like that happens, it's going to hurt other teams. Players will like him, coaches and head staff won't. And this right here shows it.
I see what you say about coaches, because then you live by, you know what I'm saying, you run the play the coach tells you to run. But I think he saw the opportunity. He knew he was going to make headlines. And he did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. Run the score up, bro. You know, it's a division rival. You already up. You up by like 100. You want to score again. I get it. You know what I'm saying? He don't really get a lot of play time. I get it. but I believe there's an unwritten rule in the NFL where players, forget the coaches, the players, you don't kick a horse while it's down. You know what I'm saying? You're already done. Feel like you just take the knee, you take the win, move on. But Jameis Winston, I'm not mad at him for doing it. It is football. People saying it is football. We run the score up. Arthur Smith has a point to be upset, but I feel like you're upset if the coach is telling you that wasn't him. The coach needs to control his team. You know, the coach should have a better grip on his team. The Saints coach does look like a weak coach, in my opinion. I feel like I could talk to him any kind of way I want to, and then really go out there and move the way I really want to. I can go to plays and be all right, but it's just my personal opinion. Like, I feel like Jameis Winston was just looking to get his player his bonus. He's looking out for his player. You know, this was bonus week for everybody, but I think I'm not mad at Jameis Winston for it. To be fired is crazy.
Understand
the coach bonus. I know the coach is saying, the coach will be fired too and everything like that, but the coach did turn the season around as much as he can. He ended the season 500, I believe. So, I mean, I don't see why he'll be fired, but you do need to control your team, bro. You need to be able to have that fear factor.
You RKO your down opponent. Oh my God. Look, I understand you want to help your teammate get a bonus. Great. But that's just being selfish at that point. Now, your teammate's being selfish because he wants a bonus. What about the rest of your guys? They want their bonuses too. What if you do go out, run that play, and somebody ended up getting hurt? And let's just say, for instance, Tampa ended up losing, and now you're in the playoffs, and one of your star players is hurt just because of a boneheaded maneuver. I think what's going to happen with Jameis is he's going to be either cut, and then he's going to be a minimum value re-signed somewhere else. Nobody's going to sign him to be a starter. He's going to remain a backup, and he's not going to get top dollar value that he could get somewhere else. Even though
he gets blackballed?
I think so. I think it's a possibility.
He gets blackballed? That's a good question. Think he's going to get blackballed?
That is a good question. I think he'll end up somewhere else because everybody's going to be looking for like a backup, but he's going to be, like I said, a minimum value backup.
Yeah,
he's going to have to accept it.
With his decisions he's making,
yeah,
with all these decisions, he's going to have to be like, I'm always going to be second. I'm always going to be second, third string at this point.
Yeah, he's never going to get back.
That's why I was saying, when it comes to that, him making these boneheaded calls, it's hurting his future. I get he's doing it. He's thinking in the now. He's thinking about his player now, present. He's not thinking of his future, and that's what's hurting him.
I mean, to touch on the subject we just touched on about bonus week, there was a lot of players that were playing for their bonuses. For example, Chris Jones was definitely one of them. Chris Jones is clearly a top-tier defender on the Kansas City Chiefs. Yet, he was probably the only main star that was playing that game from the Kansas City Chiefs because he was trying to get that one sack. They blitzed him every single play, and he didn't get it to damn near the fourth quarter. So, I mean, it's bonus week. I see why, but again, I don't. I agree with what Jameis did. I agree with the mindset, the mentality, and why he did it. I just agree. I just don't agree that you gotta submit to your coach, bro. Coach is your coach for a reason, bro.
Okay.
And it falls on the coach too, who can't control his team. Like I said, like if you can't control your team, why are you even a head coach?
Exactly.
That's the case. If that's the case, I go out there and I run all the plays I want. I'm not even gonna listen to what you say. I play Madden for real.
All right. You're going rogue. Next topic we got coming up. Biggest upset of the week. The Tennessee Titans defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 28-20 and knock them out of the playoffs.
Yup.
This had to be one of the biggest crumbles we've seen from the year. They were running that AFC South all season long, and you fall at the last half of the season. Like, that's
had 5 of the last 6 games. It's crazy.
5 last 6, and then the whole Trevor thing, playing Trevor when he shouldn't play. Letting him make those decisions. Where do you think Jacksonville goes from here, Justin?
We've been talking about teams playing spoiler for weeks now. This had to be the biggest spoiler out of all. Jacksonville, I mean, I heard my opinions from everybody. I'm not really a Jacksonville fan. I'm not really in tune with the inside of Jacksonville. But, from my boy Mo, because, I spoke to Mo. I've seen Mo's little videos he's made about it. In the back half of the season, you lose 5 out of 6 games. I know when I watched the video, Mo said fire everybody on the coaching staff except for the head coach. He said you give him another year. See what he can do. But this was a downhill spiral from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Literally was one game away from taking the first seed in the AFC just to now not even making the playoffs, losing the title. And I appreciate it because the Buffalo Bills made the playoffs based upon Jacksonville's loss, so I appreciate it. But it's definitely a sour taste, especially in my boy Mo, man. So
yeah,
I know go check on my boy Mo, man. I had to call him on Sunday to make sure he was still all right after the loss and everything. Just
give him a wellness check, huh?
Still breathing, yeah.
Gave him that wellness check.
Make sure he was all right,
Yeah. I mean, it's just disappointing. This Jag team had a lot of promise. I think they've been riddled with injuries as well this whole season. This team had a lot of promise, and to see how it turns out at the end of this, it's just disappointing. I don't know on what to do next for them because, like I said, if let's say a lot of those injuries didn't happen, this is a dangerous team.
Oh yeah, this is a dangerous team.
So I don't know how much. Like, I think that plays a huge factor. Like, if they didn't have those injuries, this would be a completely different story. So I don't know if this is a whole coaching staff or all the coaches and other stuff. Injuries hurt you a lot, and then there was just some poor calls made at the end.
Exactly.
So for me, I think run it back. They have the tools they need. Let's run it back. If it falls apart again, then we can start talking about rebuilding.
Hey, give him a bell for that. Give him a bell for that because he cooking right now.
That's the thing.
So
give him another season. Give everyone one more chance. Let them all. It's off season. Relax, recover, plan for next season. And they'll go from there. If it falls apart next year, then we could talk about.
Yeah, Lawrence needs to get healthy. I believe he has other weapons around him. He has a stud and a tight end. He has 3 great receivers, even though a lot of people fell in love with that Calvin Ridley summer training video where he looked like he was running 1,000 miles per hour. But obviously he didn't come to work. He didn't come to work this season the way we all expected him to.
I think he fell off of that second half of the season.
I feel like he fell off after the first game, but that's just my personal opinion. So Christian Kirk definitely is the anchor of this team. Got hurt, missed a couple games. Zay Jones damn near missed the whole season. Travis Etienne still running like a truck, but you only could do so much with what you got. The defense came to work. Definitely had a lot of takeaways this year. So I say you go draft the offensive lineman. You go get them right. protect Lawrence as much as you can and just run it back next year, man. You got the weapons on offense, but that's not the problem. Your problem is definitely your interior protection, and you definitely need to go get some more of a front seven that you have already. That's my personal opinion.
So next, after the Titans defeated the Jags, Mike Vrabel gets fired. I really didn't see this one coming with that team, to be
I called it.
my personal opinion. When you don't have a quarterback who can throw, because we've seen Ryan Tannehill's career from the Dolphins over to here, and he's never been a great quarterback, in my opinion. For Mike Vrabel to get tossed and to the wayside, I don't really think that was fair. But hey, who am I? I'm just a regular dude like everybody else.
Barely.
Hey, it's like I said, like this Titans team was just on top of the world a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. This is a Titans team that was beating everybody down, got to the playoff, first round exit, but still second round exit, but still, you know what I'm saying? They dominated in the regular season. So I feel like this was a hasty decision. I feel like this was a decision that definitely was, how you say, coerced. Like this was something that was, there's something personal going on here, because I don't think he deserved to be fired. Even though I called it, I knew he was going to be fired for this, because just the way his body language was on the sideline, plus what you hear from the front office and everything like that, they clearly weren't happy with him. Clearly, they about to lose their star player. So this is a team that's definitely on downward spiral. I think that they just made a hasty decision. They wanted someone to blame for losing their top tier player. They're literally their workhorse and everything like that. So they will regret it, exactly. I'm hoping I benefit off of their mistake, if you know what I'm going with. So
this he was the scapegoat. He was the scapegoat. That's all this was.
I hope I benefit off that mistake.
They had A.J. Brown, let him go.
Yeah,
they had Julio at the time.
Let him go.
And those years, Derrick Henry was running the ball, doing what he could do, and I really think Henry's taken a beating. At 30 years old, he's taken a lot of shots, and I think he slowed down a little bit this season, because we were seeing him get tackled by corners, safeties, linebackers, and
everybody.
Yeah, anybody was really tackling him. Last season, when he was running everybody over.
Oh yeah.
So you really damaged your team. You went out and got Hopkins. Ryan Tannehill could not get DeAndre Hopkins the ball all season. DeAndre Hopkins' first big game was when Will Levis came in.
Yeah.
So,
and even Will Levis, he has a bright future ahead of him. I think he definitely needs more coaching, more another year to sit behind, but he definitely has a bright future ahead of him. And I feel like now you draft around him. You draft another receiver, you get him another young leg, you get him another running back. Spears is good, but Titans always been a running team because of Derrick Henry. Go get another workhorse.
Eddie George.
Yeah, you go get another workhorse. You go and keep the way the team is built. The team is built to run. You don't get away from that. Just because you lose Henry don't mean you go away from that. Spears is a dog. He's you know what I'm saying? He's a puppy right now, but he's going to be a top dog, bro. So just keep going with the culture you have going on now, and don't get away from that. Even though you replace head coaches, if you want to run your own system, cool, but this is a run first team. It's always been and shall always remain a run first team.
All right. So then with this, we'll move into the next subject. Should Peterson be next to be fired?
Personally, from what I heard, because like I just said, like from what I heard, you don't fire Peterson, you give him another year. Like Tyler said, running back, bro. One more time. See where it goes. This was the only coach to actually get progress with Trevor Lawrence. So I feel like you run it back one more year.
Run it back. Let your team heal. Strategize. Come back.
Hey, Jacksonville, go get Bill Belichick. Maybe he'll help y'all out.
Mo will be punching the air here if you say
that. I know he's gonna watch this, so I just yeah.
I got you, Mo.
Mo loses goddamn mind.
Right. So since we already spoke about that, we'll move on to the next topic about another coach who's had a lot of success. Oh no, I'm wrong. Not another coach. That's right. CJ Stroud. Can't pass my guy here. CJ Stroud, he's in the playoffs. Rookie in the playoffs. takes his team to the playoffs. Like I said, it would be a better story to see CJ Stroud here. They defeated the Colts, and I can't believe that last play by the Colts. Really can't believe it, but hey, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to seeing this kid show out, show all his talent. Please beat the Browns. Please beat the Browns.
He's actually favored to beat the Browns. He's favored. They got him like 55% to beat the Browns because he's home, because the home advantage and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I believe, like, listen, I'm not a CJ Stroud hater. I'm just a really hard critic. But the way that he led that game-winning touchdown drive was absolutely cinema. He did that perfect. He played perfect all game. And if it wasn't for Gardner Minshew throwing a behind the receiver ball, I think this game has a different turnout. That's just my personal opinion, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Football's football. They made a mistake. They got to live with it. CJ Stroud, because of that mistake, CJ Stroud benefits. But the kid had an amazing season. He's been doing it all year. It's literally been a movie to watch him in cinema, like I said. And yeah, I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see what he can do in the playoffs. But I believe this is going to be his toughest challenge yet.
Oh yeah, it's good. He showed out. He showed up at the biggest moment. This was the biggest game for him to really cement who he is. This put him on the map now against the Colts. That put him on the map. Now this is where I think he's going to be fine no matter what, even if they lose to the Browns. I think he'll be fine. But with this going against the Browns, we'll have to see his potential now. We're going to see how high that ceiling is going to be going against the Browns. Because like you said, it's the toughest one. We got Flacco that's just going nuts right now, bringing the Browns all the way up to get into the playoffs. This is going to be a big game for him. This is bigger than the Colts one. This is going to be a bigger one.
This is the biggest game in his career at this point because,
exactly,
like we said, we have the veteran quarterback versus the rookie quarterback. So this is the NFL script writers. They cooked with this playoff. These playoffs is crazy, boy. We're gonna go over every team, but every game got like a back history with it. You know what I'm saying? It has like a background knowledge where if you know the background knowledge, it makes this game just more cinema like. This entire playoffs, I'm excited, man. We in Wildcard weekend, baby. Let's fucking get it.
New blood versus old blood. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Fucking get it, bro.
Oh, man. So now what I was trying to lead to was this. D'Amico Ryans for Coach of the Year award. I think it's his.
Listen, I spoke about this with Anthony off a stream and everything like that about this, but this is where I stand on it, right? I said he does deserve to be in the conversation, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you out with the but he is a defensive coach whose defense has not stopped nobody this year. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, Anthony, Mo, Tyler can literally go out their lineup and score a touchdown on that defense, bro. This is not, and I can go get Adam. I can go get Adam from the comments. I can go get Victor from work. I can go get Nefty. I can go get Charlie Banks. They could block me, and I promise you, we will score.
Charlie ain't blocking.
This is what I'm talking about. This is a defensive coach whose defense cannot stop a single soul this year. Like Anthony said it, CJ Stroud. Without CJ Stroud, this team is not doing nothing that they've done this year. So my personal opinion, he deserves to be in the conversation, but it's not his coaching that got him here. It's definitely his player and relying and believing in his player. Even though that's what a coach's job is to do. He believed in his player. He leaned on him. He said, I'm counting on you. I'm depending on you. Gave him the battery in his back. He went out there and performed, but it wasn't his coaching that did it. I'm sorry.
So I got nothing to add to that. He's right. At the end of the day, CJ Stroud carried this team on his back. Homeboy's going to have back problems coming into the fucking playoffs because he's been carrying this team to get there.
Yeah, and he's definitely players coach, like I said, but
he just took a franchise that was like at the bottom of the barrel last season to winning the AFC South divisional championship.
It was him. That was
He
leading
is
to
the head
victory.
coach. He is the head coach. So now, as far as his defense, I will say he just needs some pieces, and maybe we'll see what this defense can do because the only star that I know of really is Will Anderson Jr., who they just drafted on that defense.
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying that.
you know,
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve any credit, but look at Bill Belichick's situation. Without CJ Stroud, is he doing this? Is he even remotely close? Is he even remotely close to having the year that he had? Because a lot of those Texans games, when we pull up them scores, are 1-score games.
Mhm.
And a lot of them are CJ Stroud game-winning touchdown drives. You know what I'm saying? If you swap the first and second pick, which is Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, does Bryce Young get him to the playoffs the way that CJ Stroud has?
No.
So I believe that CJ Stroud is a really big reason to why he's in the position he is.
Yeah, and like we've said,
Brady.
CJ Stroud is throwing to nobodies, according to us, like nobodies, and they're catching the ball. So he's had a lot.
I get that, but that's CJ Stroud though. That's not
Mhm.
D'Amico Ryan. You know what I'm saying? That's not him.
I said D'Amico could have a better chance next year if they can build up that
Now,
defense.
if he continues,
yeah, they continue
you go
this path.
You go draft the right people. Your defense actually makes a stop once in a while. Yeah, man, I could get you coach of the year.
Exactly. We can talk. We can talk then.
You was a defensive coordinator over there at San Fran. You came over here because you did an amazing job with San Fran defense, and your defense can't stop a soul.
San Fran has a different defense, man.
You got one stud. You got one stud on your defense currently. Well, two studs. Let me correct myself. Two studs. You got Will Anderson Jr. and Derek Stingley.
Stingley, yeah.
It's two studs. Go draft more. Go get more. You need them. 120%. You need them. Once you get those studs and your defense actually makes stops, that's coaching. That's your coach. That's your coaching. Once you do that, you'll be even more in the conversation of coach of the year. But compared to the other coaches, what they had the amount of obstacles they had to go over this year, you're in the conversation, but you're definitely not the front runner, big dog.
I don't like that.
You know, honest with you, bro.
Well, let's go into another candidate. Has Pierce earned this job?
120%. Listen, y'all know how I feel about players, coaches. I can go all day about this shit. But the fact that he still hasn't received the head coaching job is crazy.
It is crazy.
The fact that y'all even think about bringing the Ravens' brother over here to take over. Nah, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not going to say his name.
Don't disrespect the Harbaugh family in my presence.
The fact you thinking about bringing Bill Belichick over here after this man done put in pain over here smoking cigars. You know how much money he's spending cigars for his team every game? You better get this man a head coaching job. You better. You know how much money he's spending cigars? That's a 53-man roster.
He's dropping whole paychecks.
53-man roster. Listen, man, he earned the job. He deserves the job. He's done a great job. And I can't wait. I can't wait for when he moves on next year as the head coach and see what this team could be. Remember, like we said, he's in the same division as the Chiefs. Chiefs don't look great, but dog. Chiefs don't look great. This division is officially back up for grabs.
Well, it's the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos.
Yeah, this division is up for grabs because the Chiefs are not the same juggernaut they were a couple years ago.
So you're saying they're not going to try and fix their problems in the offseason? The Chiefs?
They will. I feel like they will, but you know, there's a lot of stubborn people in the world. So let's see if they actually fix it first, because I haven't seen nothing. There's definitely free agents on the market that they can go get right now that could play in the playoffs for them, yet no signs. Nobody has done anything. So
Tyler,
let's see what happens.
Now, Tyler, I have a question for you. Since your boy toy Tom Brady is over there and he's part owner of the Raiders, do you think that's why he hasn't received that head coaching job yet? Ooh, pause. Yeah, the head coaching job yet.
I think it plays a factor. I think it plays a heavy factor into it. I agree with Justin. I think Pierce deserves to go up there, but the reason he hasn't yet, something's going on in the background. There's talks going on. I mean, I don't want to say Brady's the man that's not letting it happen, but it could be Brady's eyeing somebody else. He's looking at somebody else, and that's what's holding Pierce back. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's 100%. Like I said, I don't think it's 100% Brady's fault, but they're going to listen to Brady. You know, they're going to listen to him. They're going to keep. He's going to say one thing. He may not even be saying something wrong. He's just like, well, you know, I've been looking at these guys, and that's what they'll hear. If he doesn't bring up Pierce, I think that's the biggest problem.
Well, you heard what Max Crosby said, right?
No,
the rumors have it. The rumors have it that if Alex Pierce is not named head coach,
Alex Pierce, Antonio Pierce.
My bad, bro. I'm all over the place. Right? If he's not named the head coach, Max Crosby will request a trade.
Ooh. That's good.
He's kind of putting his foot down, and he's standing by his interim head coach, which I believe the whole Raiders locker room is standing by the interim head coach. So, what do you do, front office? Do you listen to the players, or do you make the decision that you guys want to make?
You really have to think about it for the fact that the Raiders were losing a lot of games. They got embarrassed one game. The coach was not getting it done. They had no run game. They had no nothing. So now, I think he's earned the job. Give the man his flowers. Give the man that check. Give that man that title, and let's see what he could do. Move him forward. Move him up. And give him a better draft. Try to get a quarterback. Somebody else in this. Aiden O'Connell. I'm not sold on him. Let him cook. Let him do his thing. He is a player's coach, as Justin likes to say, and I think he's great. I think he loves the team. He coaches with passion. He feels for his players, and he stands with them. And this is a situation. If Jameis Winston was there, he would have kneeled that ball. I bet you.
Oh, yeah.
He would have kneeled that ball with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
So this is can't coach a team. You're not going to respect your team, or you're going to respect of your team.
Move Pierce up. Have him build the team. That's what the Raiders should do. Have him build this team up. If they don't do it, they're just gonna shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't give him a 10-year contract. Give him 1 year, man. See what he do. Just give him but give him one. If you on the border, meaning if you don't know if he's the guy or not, give him a year. See what he do in a year. You don't have to give him a 5-year, 10-year deal. You don't have to do that.
He's earned it. The other coaches were horrible.
I get it. He's earned it. My point is that if they're still on the brink where they don't know what they want to do, don't go sign another coach who don't know your team in and out. He knows your team in and out. He knows the players personally. He's worked with the players. He's probably out there in training camp with them. He's probably doing the drills with them. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all this shit with them. He's a former player. He knows what they go through day in and day out, mentally, physically, etc. If you are still on the border through all the things I just said, give him a year. Let him work. Let him try. See what he do with on a full year on his belt with full control. Not half a year and scrambling to get some wins, which he did. And reimburse that man for all the cigars he bought, man. Come on, man.
All right, well, let's go to the next subject. I'll start with Tyler on this one. Tyler, Giants, they beat the Eagles. Just like Anthony said they would. This was the Eagles' 5th loss out of the last 6 games. Are the Eagles in trouble?
Fuck yeah, the Eagles are in trouble. We talked about this weeks ago. I said the Giants would beat them too. Because the Eagles, who's afraid of the Eagles? Nobody.
Obviously.
Eagles have shown they're shit in the bed. And at the end of it's just asinine we're still talking about this. If anyone disagrees to that statement is just out of their fucking mind. The Eagles have shown they've fallen apart. They've shown that because they're going up against Tampa Bay, and I think I just saw recently AJ's not playing.
AJ's out.
We'll get there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They have nothing to be the Eagles are a weak team. They've been skating by. they're exposed, it's over for them. They made it to the playoffs, and they're going to get knocked down in the first round.
So Justin, do you think this loss was just because they pulled their starters, or what?
Oh no, they started playing.
They played some, but they did pull Jalen Hurts after like what
Jalen Hurts broke his finger. He broke his finger. So it's like they pulled Jalen Hurts because you can't risk it anymore. You know what I'm saying? The Giants were clearly getting pressure in the inside on this Pro Bowl offense line, which is baffling to me, bro. Dexter Lawrence, that boy Snacks, he's really out there eating them boys, bro. But like I said, the Eagles definitely, there's a lack of motivation. I blame Jalen Hurts the entire time. I'm going to continue to blame Jalen Hurts the entire time. He doesn't look motivated out there at all. If you're not motivated, you're not going to get your players motivated. It's the reason why a lot of your players are going to the media saying what they're saying. Isn't AJ Brown going to the media saying what he's saying about Nick Sirianni, about Jalen Hurts, because he's not motivated at all. At all. It looks like he's out there like, I'm just here to hear. I got paid. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a ring that bad.
And that's why I know it's afraid of him.
And that's his problem, is that I feel like once he's down and he's beating, even though he's clutch, he's to have so many clutch moments this year. I feel like once he's down by 2 scores, I feel like he gives up, man. That's his problem. And then Nick Sirianni, he doesn't know how to coach from behind. I feel like you're relying too much on Jalen Hurts. Even though I've always said that the Nick Sirianni outcoaches the Giants head coach.
Get this man a ding. Give him a ding for that.
Yeah,
Nick Sirianni comment.
I feel like Nick Sirianni can't coach from behind. I feel like once he gets behind, he doesn't know what to do. He's baffled. He's scrambling. He's just trying to pull something, a rabbit out of the hat, and that's his problem. So once he calms down and he's able to make the correct calls and stay calm, cool, and collective, is the only way the Eagles team is going to win these playoffs. This is a first round exit. If they don't fix it, it's a first round exit, because the way Tampa's playing right now, Tampa's defense is the way that's gonna go. Yeah,
boy, you keep shooting them shots. You don't miss. You don't miss.
Don't miss.
You don't miss. I really like what you just said, and I agree with you. I never really thought of it this season, but yeah, if he's down by 2 scores, he can't really play from behind. And most of the Eagles games where they were struggling, they would be down but in the first half, and then they'd make their way back in the second. And then it would be like a last 2-minute drive. Hurts goes down. They either kick a field goal, they score a touchdown, and they win the game. And like I've been saying earlier in the season, you can't continue to play that way. Same way I was saying, Kansas City, you can't continue to play that way, because at some time the teams are going to figure you out. They're going to know what you're going to do, and they're going to stop you, and they're going to start to beat you. You have to make adjustments. Kansas City has a lot of other issues, unlike the Eagles. The Eagles, I feel it's more of the team itself. Like they lack the motivation, where Kansas City was more of, we just don't have the talent to get us to the win. And I think Kansas City is trying to rectify that. And Philly is just like, they just don't see it. They're like, oh, we're just going to continue to do what we do. You know, we're not.
I mean, he's relying a lot on he relies a lot on his players, which is understandable. I get the aspect of that, but you have to do your job too. You need a coach. You need to call the right plays, because your coaches, like I said, certain coaches have respect for their players. Players have respect for coaches, and they definitely need to come together and figure this problem out, because he's not making the right calls, and Jalen Hurts is going to follow suit. But once Jalen Hurts doesn't like the calls, whatever, he becomes unmotivated, and that makes the offense unmotivated. He's probably in the huddle like, man, it's some bullshit ass play, but we're going to run it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you want. That's not what you want out of your leader, and that's not what you want out of your coach, who's going to depend on the leader the entire time. He's going to sit there like, well, we got Jalen Hurts, we good. They've been saying it all year. Oh, we good, we got Jalen. Well, if Jalen's unmotivated, what you going to do now?
Very true.
If Jalen's like, this is some bullshit right here, but we're going to run it anyway. No, bro, that's not the mindset. That's not the mindset. That's not the aspect you go into running a play.
I think what also has hurt the Eagles is a lack of a run game. I mean, you went out, you got DeAndre Swift, and you don't use him enough. You also went and got Rashard Penny, but I know he's hurt. So maybe they were relying on Penny to be there, but I think they need the run to open up the pass now. I really do.
Yeah.
I think they need to mix it up. They need to do something.
You need to establish a run game. That's what you need to do. Instead of throwing the ball when you first come out 30 times in the first drive, you run the ball down your throat, man. You got, like I said, you have a Pro Bowl offensive line. This offensive line moves mountains. This offensive line moves everybody. Even though they all old as shit, they move mountains. And because of that, they open the holes. Swift was on pace to have an amazing year, record year in the beginning of the season. Why'd you move away from that?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because your quarterback is considered an MVP candidate? You want Pat his stats, get him MVP? Well, now look where you at. Fighting for a wild card. Well, you didn't fight for a wild card spot, but now you're in the wild card. Now it's your first time you're gonna play all 3 games, even though you was just in Super Bowl last year. You start off 10-1, number 1 team in the league. Been on a downward spiral since. Why you got away from the culture, so that now you got to play catch up, and you're playing catch up with the wrong teams. Because this playoff run is not going to be easy. It's not a one street pony. You know what I'm saying? These teams are hungry. These teams are ready to play, and this NFC playoffs and AFC playoffs, the whole wild card weekend is about to be cinema all the way.
Bruh.
What? My man, he reloaded the clip. He dropped the clip and reloaded it. He's shooting shots right now.
Yeah,
he's on point. So then this leads us right into Hurts versus Mayfield. The next. So who's going to show up? Tyler, who do you think is going to outdo? Who's going to win this duel?
I think it's going to be Mayfield. Tampa Bay has been looking good this latter half of the season. How are we saying? Let them bake. Let them bake. We're going against they're going up against the Eagles, who, like I said, no one's afraid of the Eagles. Tampa Bay's been looking good. They're going up against this team where they're not going to be afraid of them. They're not going to be afraid of the Eagles. So they're going to come in, and Mayfield's going to show up. Gotta let him bake.
Mm-hmm.
Let him bake, man. I think Mayfield's going to pull it out.
Now, Justin, how do you think this shootout's going to go?
I don't think Mayfield is going to pull it out, and I'm going to tell you why. I think Hurts is going to win this game, even though with his broken finger and all that. I think he's going to win this game, and because Todd Bowles is a defensive coach. He's not really an offensive guy, right? The Buccaneers could not move the ball on offense last week against the Carolina Panthers at all. They won 9-0. They won over 3 field goals. That's the Carolina Panthers now. Now you're moving on to a defense that is a juggernaut defense in the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, compared to the Panthers, this defense looks like the Avengers. Compared to the Panthers, you about to walk into, if you can't move the ball against the Panthers, you expect me to believe that you're going to be able to move the ball on the Philadelphia Eagles with all the young studs they got over there, the people who they've been hearing all the doubters, critics all week long after losing to the Giants, that the Philly media is not eating this entire team's alive. The Philly fans, when these guys walk into the supermarket, they're not getting cussed out. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest right now. So now I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts aspect, because the Philly offense, they're gonna move the ball. Like I said, if you run the ball, you're gonna get down to the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Especially against this Tampa Bay defense, who has looked amazing all year long. But if you can't score on offense, you can't win a game. Mayfield needs if they want to win this game, Mayfield needs to show up.
So right here, so you're saying this whole game, this relies on
Mayfield.
Well, I was gonna say, does it rely on Mayfield or does it rely on Eagles defense to hold Mayfield?
No, this relies on Mayfield. This relies on Mayfield. Mayfield does not come to work. Mayfield will not win this game. Simple as that.
All right.
Fair enough. I'm gonna shoot back at you now, because I ain't like a comment you said. You go, this is an all-pro defense. This all-pro defense has given up a bunch of points all season long. They've been in way too many tie games. The Commanders took them to the brink. Okay,
damn.
The Commanders, right? Baker, he is up and down, because we saw a week or two ago he had perfect passer rating, like 300 plus yards with like 340
in Lambeau.
Yeah, okay, in Lambeau, right?
In Lambeau.
If that Baker shows up, the Bucs are going to win. So last week Baker didn't do anything, so this week he'll do something. They're going to make adjustments. They're going to come in. Now you got AJ Brown. Now you're a big target. So that right there, the only other person, Devontae Smith. So that's done. That's a wash. They don't really run the ball that well. Goddard. Yeah.
Goddard. I'm not gonna mention Julio because he ain't done show yet. Just because he had one good game weeks ago, but
wasn't
still
even
Goddard,
a good game. I think he had like a couple He had like 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't like he broke 100 or whatever.
He's still
a threat.
He's still a target, dog.
I'll give respect to Julio because he's earned it. Hurts is gonna be hurt because he's playing with this finger issue. Yes, he's gonna have time in pocket, so the Tampa Bay defense has to find a way to get pressure onto Hurts. But I think Baker could pull it out and knock the Eagles out. I really do.
He needs to come to work.
Look, they needed that win last week, and that team got that win against Panthers to stay in. So that defense was like, yo, our quarterback's not playing, but we need this.
Was it a win? Was it a win that you're satisfied with?
No, I'm never.
This is the worst. You went against the worst team in the league. You couldn't score an offensive touchdown against them. What are you doing here? And you won a division title. I'm just being honest. I'm being 100% real. Do you think that's the confidence booster that you go into a playoff game, that you're going against a team that was just in the Super Bowl last year?
No, it's not.
It's not a confidence booster, but it's gonna fuel the fire. It's gonna be that. What they just did at the Panthers, that's where the coaching, that's where the staff, that's where they have the team meeting, that's where they all sit down going, what the fuck did we do here? Why the fuck did it play out like this? We need to tighten up. Well,
I mean, you've seen it where the Raiders got that crazy loss against the Patriots where it was like the score was like, I don't remember. It was like a real low scoring game. Devontae Adams comes out and it's like, we're embarrassed to have lost this game at a score like this. We're embarrassed. And then what do they do? What they do to the Chargers? They go out and smack them around. Maybe Tampa's going to want to step up.
One thing about Wildcard Weekend is the reason why it's called Wildcard Weekend. You know what I'm saying? Is the reason why it's called that. So anything could happen. I'm just saying that this game depends on Baker Mayfield, and if Mayfield does not come to play, this is going to be a long night for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
So, and you at home. So he has home advantage. You got the fans behind you. They believe in you. They're going to change your name. Show out. Don't let the lights get too bright for you.
Don't be like Dak when he went to Philly. No,
don't let the lights
get
don't let the lights get too bright for you, bro.
Tyler, this is gonna be for you. Green Bay.
Oh, hold on.
Longest shot in the playoffs. Oh my. He got a BJ Raji. Is that a BJ Raji jersey?
Yes, sir.
Bruh. That jersey is older than me.
For all of you who don't know who BJ Raj is, I think he was drafted by the Packers. He was a defensive tackle for them. He was a big guy. He was pretty athletic, and he was just a great character. He did pretty well for the franchise.
That Super Bowl patches from 2010.
Baby, don't matter. Don't matter, baby.
Like
I had to put away the goal.
The Super Bowl that he got on right now was my first Super Bowl I ever watched, bro.
There you go, get it on nostalgia.
50 years ago, bro.
I think that was the Packers versus Steelers.
Yeah, Packers versus Steelers. Yeah. I sat there. I watched it at the Peach family house with B-Rad. Rest in peace. They bleed purple. They bleed the Ravens. And when he watched the Super Bowl, he's like, Tyler, I want you to come over because I want to see the Packers beat the shit out of the Steelers. Oh, boy, howdy, man. It was a beautiful time to watch it.
I knew the game was done when Nick Collins got that pick six because any team that gets a pick six in a Super Bowl history-wise has always won. But let's go on to this. The longest shot in the playoffs, Tyler. Is this true? Do you feel they have the hardest? They are the long shot to win the playoffs right now?
Yes. I mean, I'm always going to support them, but this is a very long shot. It's a rocky season for them. They've their second half of the season has been better. but this is a very long shot for them to do it. They're going up against the Cowboys, and I think if we all remember what happened in 2016 when they went up against the Cowboys playoffs,
10 years ago.
doesn't matter, baby. Doesn't matter.
10 years ago. When did we get to 2026?
I'm just
This
saying,
is
I'm
like 8 years
exaggerating,
ago.
bro. Like,
He's a
this is
Seahawks
like
fan. His math is off.
8 years ago.
Yeah, they got the
bro.
13.
Come
Wait, they have
on,
like
dog.
what
Don't say that.
the 12th.
It's a
man
brand new
is-
roster.
Now, I want to ask you.
I
something,
had to
Justin.
bring it in I had to bring it against Anthony. Come on, man. You got to give me that, Justin. Come on, baby.
I have a question for you though, Justin, because this is something that you and I have talked about most of the earlier part of this season, and like we kind of pulled away from the Green Bay Packers because we kind of lost interest in them. How do you feel Jordan Love has done on the second half of the season?
Second half of the season, he's been a stud. You know, and this is not me biased. I mean, not just shitting on Tyler's parade, but second half of the season, he's been amazing. And I say that because I was highly on him coming into the year. I've been highly on him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Packers did the right thing having to sit behind Rodgers those couple of years and learn the system. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they caught a lot of heat. They caught a lot of heat drafted Jordan Love right after Rodgers' MVP season. I know Tyler remembers that. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of controversy, a lot of heat. But they did the right thing, man. You sat him. You let him learn from Rodgers. You let him learn the system. That way, you never lost your head coach. Your head coach been the same since. You know what I'm saying? So he knows that how Jordan Love
for Jordan Love. Yeah.
He's been the same head coach the entire time. So now you throw him in there. He had a great 3 games, went on a shit show for the last 6, and then he turned it around. He started winning games. He made the playoffs. Now you made the playoffs in your first year as a starter. Don't stop now. Anything can happen. But this is the youngest team going into the playoffs. This is the most inexperienced team going into the playoffs. But like I said, any given Sunday, it just matters who wants him more. Even though Dak is playing with a battery in his back, you know what I'm saying? Dak got a battery in his back. Dak got motive. But I feel like Jordan Love got something to prove too. Even though he's not as young as the rest of the rookie quarterbacks, but this is his first year as a starter, and he has something to prove as well. That he could take over that mantle.
I don't think it's the most inexperienced team going into playoffs. I would think that would be the Texans. I think the Texans would be the most inexperienced,
which is
team
correct.
In the playoffs
Correct.
Right now.
In the NFC side,
in the NFC side, yes, Green Bay for sure,
the most
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's a tie for me between the Green Bay and the Texans, like we said, because I feel like the Texans, they have no experience, none whatsoever. I think their coach may have some experience being in there, but for these two teams to be where they are right now, with the Texans winning the South and Green Bay winning their not winning, but sneaking into the playoffs, it's going to be a show. These two young guys have an opportunity to make a name for themselves, to get a following, and to start to build their future with these franchises and show people what they can do. So I just hope that they both go out and they have a lot of success. I'm not necessarily saying to win the games, but put out some numbers and let people know that you're here and you're ready for this. But yes, Texans, I do want you to beat the Cleveland Browns. You've got to beat the Browns.
Jordan Love has definitely surpassed the expectations from this year. But don't stop now. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? You made the playoffs your first year as a starter. I don't think anybody had you making the playoffs in your first year as a starter. But, you know, you did it. You're here now. Keep going. Don't lose now. I think nobody will be mad at a first round exit going against a juggernaut team like the Cowboys. But imagine if you win this game. Imagine what that means for you.
This was a great showing for the Packers altogether. Them getting to the playoffs. This was really what this just showed how well the Packers are starting to rebuild. Because after with Rodgers leaving, and then a bunch of other players leaving, they're rebuilding. They're, like you said, it's a young team. So you're walking in. This is them showing their ceiling. This is showing that it's only getting higher with them. They're showing that they're going to be the team that the Packers fans want them to be. They want them to get back to that top where they used to be. And that's what they're showing here right now. Them going against the Cowboys. I mean, I'm going to say the Packers are going to win because I'm never going to vote against the Packers. Never going to happen.
That's what
They're
you
playing.
stand by your team, man. Stand by your team.
I stand by my team.
Stand by your team.
They're going against the Packers in Dallas, and trust me, this is the start. The cards are stacked against them. Everything is stacked against the Packers at this defying moment. Even if the Packers do lose, as long as they show up, they don't get blown out. It still ends a positive note for their season and for this year for them. It's a positive note all around. I think the Packers will pull it out at the end. But if they do lose, I'm still happy with what they showed up. I'm excited to see where they're going to go in the future.
If this is a 34-30 win for Dallas, it's a win for the Packers as well. If Jordan Love's able to put out some numbers and they're running up a score like that on this Dallas team,
oh yes,
even though they lose, all for it. And I want to apologize to Jordan Love. At the beginning of this season, I called you trash. You're not trash. You're a decent quarterback, I'm going to say right now.
He's not trash. He has to learn. He's in that. He sat down. He watched Rodgers. Now he's in there. This is the real learning process now. This is the time to learn. You trial by fire, essentially. Learn what you can on the bench. Get out there and play, and keep learning. Keep growing. And
I will say one thing. His offense and CJ Stroud's offense are kind of similar. They both lack the run game for most of this year, and they both had a bunch of nobodies at their wide receiver core, and they were still able to make the playoffs. So he's still trash to Cowboy fans.
Okay, from the Hip podcast, can we ban him from the Twitch stream? Thank you.
Ban him from the Twitch stream and the YouTube stream, please.
Yeah.
This guy is some
bad takes. Can we hit him with a bruh, please?
Next subject. Justin, this is all you. Your Bills get the number 2 spot, and the Dolphins are suffering. What's going down here? What's happening?
Yeah, bro. Like I said, Bills are gonna win this game. You know what I'm saying? I said it. I still buy my team because I don't think Miami's been frauds all year long. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got it off of a punt return. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? A punt return for 96 yards. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Play better defense. Do better next time. But it's like I said, man. This is not a win that I was happy with because the Dolphins don't beat nobody. They beat a bunch of little teams. They beat on the Falcons. You beat on the Panthers. You beat on teams like that. But when it comes to these real playoff teams, they can't win a game. Now, the Bills play decent. Josh Allen needs to come to work. I'm gonna say it every week until he finally does it. But I'm happy that they won. I'm happy they won the number 2. Happy they won the number 2 spot. They won the division, clinched the division. Now you claim home field advantage. But there's a snowstorm going on in Buffalo, bro. They had to postpone the game because how much snow. They're paying guys $20 an hour to come by and help them shovel out the stadium. Randoms off the street. Like, you can literally go to Buffalo Stadium right now, get paid $20 an hour, and go shovel out the snow.
$20 an hour, damn.
Yeah, they're paying people like that. Free food and all that. Free food and all that.
Trust me, I know for you, Corey, $20 is $20.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish they weren't playing in Buffalo because of the weather conditions and everything like that. But home field advantage is a benefit, and there's not really much to say about this game, man. Like I already said, Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. It wasn't pretty. Josh Allen needs to come to work. I hope he finally shows up to work. I believe he plays tonight. Oh no, he plays Monday now. So I hope that he finally shows up to work Monday and beats the dog shit out of Steelers, bro. You know what I'm saying? I hope he does that.
We all hope for that.
You need to make your mark. You need to make your mark going forward because these playoffs are just going to get tougher and tougher the
deeper you get in.
The deeper you go is going to get harder and harder. So if nobody's scared of your pass game, you need to establish a pass game this game. Make an example out of the other Steelers, bro. Let them know that you are a top-tier contender to move on.
So, Tyler, Was this a resurgence for the Buffalo Bills or a collapse by the Miami Dolphins?
I'm gonna go with collapse. I think with how this played out, because Buffalo, they've been hit or miss. They've had ups and downs. Justin's seen it. He's been watching all of it. It's been an up and down for them. Miami.
Hottest team in the NFL though. 5
Mhm.
straight. They won
5
out.
straight.
5 straight.
Mm.
5 straight. They won out. I said it 5 weeks ago. They were gonna win out. They won out. Okay, they won out. Hottest team in the NFL, but the collapse is real.
You have a copy of the script, but go ahead,
Oh.
Tyler.
Yeah, it was a collapse. I know the Dolphins did walk in weak. I believe they had a few people that were out in that game, so they walked in weak, and I think that was their disadvantage. They walked in weak, and if I'm remembering correctly from what Justin says, they didn't beat a positive team.
Well, I mean, they beat Dallas.
Besides the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was the only team that they beat that had a winning record.
And wasn't this played in Miami?
Yeah, that game was in Miami.
You know what it is?
No, I'm saying
that
the-
I don't like.
The Bills
Yeah.
beat the Dolphins in Miami,
Yeah,
and Miami was one of those teams that they never lost at
They
home.
don't lose at home. They don't.
And
lose
they
at
lost at home. So it
home.
was
You
it
lost
was a
this
collapse.
one.
It was a collapse.
Now
It was a collapse.
I don't really like when people say that they came in hurt. Bro, you knew your players were out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Adapt,
You're right.
Figure it out, bro.
Let me put it that you're right. You're 100% right. When I say they play hurt, it's because they have to adapt. They didn't adapt.
Yeah, like you gotta adapt, bro. This
They
is
adapt.
football,
They've
bro.
adapted before
Yeah,
because they played hurt against Dallas, and they
you
had
got
to.
teams
And
got
they,
teams like the
they
Browns
adapted and
who
beat
went
them.
through 4 quarterbacks this year, bro, and they clinched their spot. So
And a different running back.
You know what I'm
So-
saying? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I just don't like that term where they not you, Tyler, but I'm just saying like
Yeah, in general.
teams like to use that as an excuse. Like,
Exactly.
oh,
And this
we
is
have a
no
lot of players
excuse.
hurt. That's not the case, bro.
This is no
But-
excuse. It was the collapse because they didn't strategize with their hurt.
Yeah,
When you have injured
plan
players,
ahead,
that's
bro.
you have
Plan
to
do it extra practice. Do what you got to do.
which
You know
they
what I'm saying?
did. They've showed they've done it before. Why didn't they do it again? That's why it's a collapse. Because either they walked in thinking they have this and it's not a big fucking deal and they didn't need to change anything up. Whatever it was, they collapsed.
I think what it is too is they don't set a culture. It was a collapse, but they don't set a culture like where I hate to keep going back to it, but Baltimore. Look at the culture for the Browns. That AFC North seems to have some kind of a culture where it's a next man up kind of thing, where hey, he's hurt, you're in. You ready? Yeah. Where the Dolphins, Waddle's out. Ooh, well, all the pressure's on one guy because we have nobody else. Oh, Tyreek's out. Ooh, Waddle. All the pressure's on you. Ooh, Bradley Chubb's out. Ooh, we don't have another replacement linebacker.
Yep.
You know,
That's the problem.
when that's going on, that means that there's a problem with your coach, and I still think he's a weirdo. I'm going to stand on that. I think he's not giving these guys the kind of moral support that they need. Like, hey, you can do this. That's why we got you. You're here to be a star, and you can fit right into the system. And I think that's what these guys, they don't believe in themselves, or they don't believe in the system or their teammates next to them. Where in other teams, you see guys who believe in their coach. They believe in their teammates, and they live by that brotherhood code.
This is a wide receiver coach we're talking about. Come on, bro. This is a coach.
He's a
that was
head
coaching
coach
wide
now.
receiver. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Is that this is now going to be? I believe this is to his playoff debut. I believe. Let's see what you can do now, bro. You're not beating on little teams no more, bro. You playing the big dogs now. Let's see what you really like. And like I said all year long, they're fucking frauds. This is going to be a first round exit. And this is where I've been anticipating all year long.
Now that you remember that, is this a blessing in disguise for the Miami Dolphins playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, who haven't been playing too well? And now they get that rematch from that 21-14 game that they lost.
You think that they plan to lose that game? You think they did it on purpose?
No. No one. I don't think you're going to plan to lose your division like that.
But I mean, KC has looked shaky all year long on offense. But this is playoffs, baby. This is Mahomes' home field advantage. This is Mahomes in his element, back against the wall, one shot. Who you gonna let take it? This is that Max Kelleher, Andre Iguodala statement. I'm riding with the Chiefs, bro. Mahomes been there before. 120%. He's been there. He's the most experienced. I don't give a damn. He look good all year. You know what I'm saying? He is in his element. This is where he shines the brightest, and he's been on the lights before. So I see KC takes this. We're gonna find out tonight.
Tyler.
I'm going to agree with Justin on this one. They're playing at Kansas City. Mahomes always looks forward to playoffs. He's always looks good, and he's always looked decent in the playoffs, good in the playoffs. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're going up against a team that's comfortable where they're at. And a team coming in that I'm pretty, like you said, this is a coach's first time in the playoffs. I'm not sure about the other players if they've been to these playoffs before, but we're talking about Kansas City as a whole comfortable. And we're walking with the people that first time walking in. It's not something you want to go up against. You don't want somebody that's going, this is just another day in the park for us.
I mean, we are talking Tyreek Hill here, who almost made 2,000 yards. He is going to be playing the Chiefs, so he's going to be a little extra motivation. But the Miami defense is decimated, I feel. The Chiefs receivers need to catch the ball, and I think they will. It's going to be an Arrowhead. They're having some weather over there right now. I know it's pretty darn cold.
It's going to be the coldest game.
Snowing.
It's a -5. I think
right now. So
yeah, -5 over there.
The Dolphins will freeze up. They're not used to that weather.
They're not coming out on this one. Kansas City's going on. Next on the list, avoid letdown. Josh Allen plays to the competition of the quarterback he's facing, but he's also facing one of the best coaches in the history of the sport, Mike Tomlin.
I'm about to say, you better say of all time.
Tomlin could outcoach the Bills. He is one of the best coaches of all time. I never said he was a bad coach. I just said I think he should just bow out and retire. Just let it go, because I don't think that he has that magic anymore. But
proved you wrong. But
is Josh Allen going to let down his Bills franchise, Tyler?
God, I pray to God he doesn't. But I mean, they're coming off a high against Miami. So the real focus is don't let it go to your head. You're going in the playoffs now. You beat Miami. You're in here. You're going up against the Steelers. You're going up against the coach that damn well knows a lot about the playoffs. Josh Allen just can't shit the bed, man. I think this all relies on him 110%. It's all on him. If he shits the bed, then the Bills, it's all over for them. That's the biggest problem. I'm going to still root for them because they have solid wide receivers. They got James Cook running. Not a bad team. The quarterback just can't shit the bed.
How do they avoid this, Justin?
You beat the dog shit out of them. You don't all gas, no breaks. That's how you avoid the letdown.
Is that an answer?
That's how you avoid the letdown, like you just said. Right? It's all gas, no breaks. So, meaning when I say this, that you say he plays to the competition of Mason Rudolph. First of all, no, you don't do that, bro. You score on the first drive, you come out, you run the ball, you score on the first drive, you throw the ball, you air the shit out. Let them know that you're not scared to air it out. That's going to be the biggest thing. What they're going to do is, remember, the Bills have the second leading rusher of the year, which is James Cook. You know what I'm saying? They're going to want to come run the ball. That's the plan, right? TJ Watt's not playing, meaning there's nobody, right? There's nobody who's going to stop James Cook going.
Cameron Hayward.
I ain't worried about Cameron
Hayward.
The big name is not there. Which means Josh Allen has time now. You know what I'm saying? Which means we're going to be okay. You run the ball, you punch him in the face first drive. The second drive, you punch him in the face again. Third drive, you punch him in the face. You don't let up, bro. Don't let up. You make an example out of them, bro. I'm letting you know how they gonna win. You make an example. Mason Rudolph is gonna freeze up under playoff pressure, bro. Najee Harris has been running the ball like a fucking train the last couple weeks. Warren, who is your first down back, is getting 6 yards per carry. The offensive line is moving mountains. They're moving mountains. Stop them. You need to apply that pressure. You need to blitz off the line. You need they blocking 6. You send 8. That's how you're gonna have to win this game. Stop the run. Make Mason throw the ball. He's not used to this kind of situation, bro. There's a reason why Najee Harris has been going crazy since Mason took over, because they don't trust him throwing the ball. You're gonna run the ball every play. You get 20 carries per game, you're gonna have 100 yards. You get 30 carries per game, you're gonna have 100 yards. That's why Najee looks so good. Don't let the numbers fool you. They don't trust Mason to throw that ball. You show 8, you make him throw the ball. Shut down the run game, you make him throw the ball. Once you throw the ball, it's gonna be Pig City out there. So what you want? It's gonna be house calls.
Here I am thinking you were going to say bust him in the gut like Cat Williams and stand up and still be in the camera frame.
Punch him in the face, bro. Every play, every drive, every opportunity you touch that ball. Josh Allen, it's okay if you make a mistake. Rely on your defense, but don't make 3 mistakes. Don't throw 3 picks, bro.
Bring a knife to a fist fight. Bring a gun to a knife. That's got to be Mo talking over there. But I agree. I agree. The Bills do have to put the pressure. The weather's not going to play a factor to either team because Pittsburgh's used to that cold weather as well. So this is something where if it is rainy, if it is snowing and it's wet, they're going to have to establish a run. Both teams are going to have to establish a run because in that snow, it's kind of hard to throw the ball around, especially on the field. And that turf turns into ice. And falling on that ground hurts. So Josh Allen needs to get out of his own way, get out of his head, and just play football. The thing he's been doing since he was in Pop Warner. And if he does that, this Bill team's wins. Easy.
Yeah, so
and
that's what I'm saying. Like Josh Allen, his mindset as a leader is already on the Steelers. It's been on the Steelers since they came out of they went into the locker room after that division title. He literally came out of the division title. He said he told his team, he said these hats is cute and all, but we not focused on just getting these hats. We focus on moving on to the bowl, getting to the dance, doing what they got to do. Josh Allen needs to get past the second round. He needs to get past the third round. He needs to get to the bowl, and he's gonna fight.
Whoa! Slow down.
Listen, bro. He needs to get there. I'm already prepared. I already got the script. I told you I already got the script, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let it be. He needs to. He said, "Let's focus on the Steelers. Let's move on." But these hats is cute and everything. So he's already has the mindset. The leader, you already told the team, "This is cute. This is win it, celebrate tonight." But back tomorrow, we back to work and we work on the Steelers. So the Steelers, watch out, bro.
Tyler has an allegiance to losers with that Packers jersey.
We're playing with you, bro.
He just talks shit. That's all he's doing. He's talking shit. Who's his team? Does anyone know Adam's team?
Giants.
Okay. Next
topic here we have Cleveland versus the Texans. Another crazy game. It's defense versus offense. David versus Goliath. Justin, who's winning?
I've been saying all week the Browns are going to win this game. But CJ Stroud is dog, bro. Saying all week long that the Browns are going to win this game. And I still stand by that. You know, my Super Bowl prediction was the Browns in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to stand by that. I think the Browns are going to have some fun with the CJ Stroud. I know you don't, but it's cool.
Tyler.
Man, it's a tough call to make. I'd hate to side with Justin. The fact that I'm going to go with the whole Browns going to the Super Bowl thing. I'm not a big fan of that. But I think Browns just have the experience over the Texans. I think the Texans are looking good, but I think the Browns have the experience. So I think the Browns are going to take it. I think it'll still be a fairly close game, but I'm going with the Browns.
Okay. Well, the Browns did beat the Texans in the regular season 36-22, but I think that was without CJ Stroud. I think that was the week he was out. So
So interesting rematch to see how Stroud will play against him.
Hold on, let me check if he was in or out that game. Yeah, he was out that game. Flacco went off with 368, 3 touchdowns, 2 INTs. So now Stroud is there. So if you lost 36-22 without your star quarterback, and now your star quarterback's back, maybe
It's gonna
we
be
see a
tight.
different game. Look, everyone knows I'm a Ravens lover, so I want to see Cleveland lose. I'm sorry. I want to see them lose, so I'm gonna stand on business. I'm gonna be the lone wolf and go with the Texans win. CJ Stroud, I think that organization, they're on a high right now. These kids, that's right. I'll take it.
It's not a bad call. It's really not. With
I think-
how this game how close this is going to be, it's not a bad call.
I
not bad.
have to take it because I don't want to see Cleveland, and I don't want Baltimore to have to play Cleveland at any point in the playoffs. So I want to see them lose.
Fair
I'm being
enough.
honest. So yeah, I want to see the Texans win. I would love for that to happen for one of these young quarterbacks, either Stroud or even Jordan Love. One of them to win, to move on and get some notoriety and some credibility behind their name. And then, hey, that also will draw other players to come and want to play with you. So I would love to see Jordan Love or CJ Stroud with a true threat, a true weapon on that team. And then we move on to the homecoming. Homecoming.
What I
Matthew
said,
Stafford from the
cinema.
Rams coming back.
Remember what I said, cinema.
Matthew Stafford's coming back to Detroit. What?
That's a crazy. Don't read that comment, bro. That's crazy. Be on Twitch, bro. That's crazy.
So Matthew Stafford's coming back to Detroit in the homecoming game against the Lions. He's looked pretty good. He's been on fire these last few weeks, even having a close game against Baltimore. And the Golf and the Lions, they've been looking a little weary, but they're still in it with a great coach, even though Anthony thinks he's terrible. Reckless, yeah. A great coach.
Oh, he got a reckless
they found their
button?
identity. No, that was Tyler saying reckless. It sounded like a robot, but yeah. So Tyler, who do you think's coming out on top with this one?
Fucking A, man. God, these fucking wild card games are fucking. It's tight.
It's the biggest game of the week.
It is. Oh, man. I mean, right now, ESPN is giving it 53.9 to 46.1 to the Lions. I mean, Stafford's coming back, but I think I'm going to give it to the Lions on this one. I mean, they've been a little on and off, but I think all around, good team, good culture, good coach, reckless. But
we do need a reckless button. You're right. We need a reckless button now. Like when someone says a crazy answer, be like reckless.
Yeah. But I think I think all around this is good. It's all around a good team, all around good culture. I think that they'll pull it off because they'll be reckless, and the fucking LA doesn't know that's gonna fucking happen.
More about you, Justin.
Matthew Stafford's gonna spoil the Lions' playoff berth. I sided with the Rams, bro. I think Matthew Stafford's gonna come into Detroit and literally like ruin their 30-year wait of the playoff, clinching berth, all that shit. I feel like he's gonna come in and be like, "Oh, y'all traded me, right? They got rid of me, right?
Could
Yeah, I think do it, huh?" And he's gonna come out and he's gonna fucking tear the Lions apart. This Rams team has turned it around. The last couple weeks, Kyron Williams has been running the ball like a fucking freight train. Puka Nacua, arguably offensive rookie of the year.
You got Stroud.
Cooper Kupp, who has been on and off, but is still one of the best route runners in the league. And Matthew Stafford dropping dimes, boy.
Pew, pew,
And not only do you have that, but you go on the defensive side of the ball, you got the baddest man alive on that interior, who's going to come and make sure Jared Goff sits his punk ass down.
Damn.
And anybody who try to run the ball up the gut, you're going to meet a big number 99. And I see the Rams just tearing apart the Lions and destroying their whole confidence. 30 years for nothing. You waited 30 years for nothing.
Damn.
So this is cinema right here, baby. That's what I see right there.
I love this, man. And Justin, I'm in agreement with you on this one. This is Matthew Stafford Stadium. He helped build this stadium. This is his stadium. He put on shows in this stadium. He has an advantage coming in. It's not like, another good quarterback coming in here. Matthew Stafford's played here. He's bred from here. This kid, he knows what he's gonna do. He's hungry again. It looks like there's life in the Rams. Earlier this season, there wasn't much life, but now there's life in the Rams.
Bad. You turn that shit around.
They got a run game.
Yeah, now they got a real run game.
So Stafford's not using his arm as much like he had to in the past. So with this run game going, with Stafford, with the weapons he's got, they have a legit shot at beating the Lions. And maybe Dan Campbell makes another questionable call to go for 2 at some point.
Might be a little reckless.
A little reckless there.
Sean McVay's been coming to work, making the correct calls. He's a Super Bowl winning coach, man. So he's gonna get there.
The only thing that I really do want to mention that we haven't mentioned this man's name enough this season, and that is number 99, Aaron Donald, who has been facing a lot of double teams this season. I don't care what you throw at this guy. He's a factor. If he breaks free at any point, Jared Goff, run for your life.
It's getting ran over.
Run for your life. And I mean, he hasn't had the best season. Aaron Donald's like 30-something. I think it's 30 or 32, somewhere in between there. But he's still a factor. He commands a presence. When you line up, you need to know where number 99 is each and every time. Because if you do not, he will be in that backfield and he will be laying on top of your quarterback all night long, slamming him to the ground. So good luck to Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff in this playoff game. I will be watching this one because it is going to be fantastic in my opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, that will now bring us to the closing segment here. Next topic for the end of the show, the All-Pro team. We want to let you know who made the All-Pro team 1 and who the All-Pro team 2 is this season. So run that beautiful footage. My man, All-Pro number 1, right there, the star, Lamar Jackson. At fullback, a former Raven, if you didn't know, Kyle Juicy Juice Juszczyk. Halfback of the year, Christian McCaffrey, and tight end, George Kittle. Wide receivers, this is a no-brainer. The first 2 guys deserve this. Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb for sure deserve this award with the numbers that they put up. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I didn't see this one coming, but he's helped Jared Goff this year. And next we have the O-line, Trent Williams, beast. There's no more I can say about Trent Williams than you can't get the sack on this guy. If he's in the game, don't even come from that side. Everybody line up on the other side. Joe Thuney, Jason Kelsey, Zach Martin, and Penei Sewell. I didn't see the right tackle coming out for this one. Let's go to the defense. Mr. Myles Garrett.
Imagine this was really a defensive line.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Fucking terrifying.
Wow. I wouldn't even want to play him. I wouldn't even play. I'd fake an injury. I'd be like, now, coach, yeah, man, I think I tore something in my back. One of the bones is popping out or something like that. But we got Myles Garrett. Oh, well, go ahead. Yeah, Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, and TJ Watt. Jesus, man. Jesus. As for linebackers, Fred Warner, well-deserved. One of the best linebackers in the game. My man Roquan Smith, baby. He's turned the season around. And Quincy Williams.
Somebody told me, someone I know dearly to my heart told me that he wasn't a star. But I'm just gonna let
Oh
this stay
yeah,
here.
yeah. I'm just saying.
Someone
I heard
derailed
that
dear to
too.
me. You heard that too, right? Someone
I
told us
heard
that he
that too.
wasn't a star. All
Mhm.
pro selections. Remember that.
Yeah, I know. Not a star. Wait till you see. Hey, remember that same one on part 2 of the All Pro team.
Yeah, I know.
Team number
Remember
2.
that. Remember
Yeah.
that. Well, go ahead. I'll let you rock.
Hey, let's go to the secondary. Deron Bland with his. Oh, who is that? Kyle Hamilton. I did mention
Kyle
that he
Hamilton,
has
yeah,
the best.
Someone told me he wasn't a star, but
Him too. Yeah, I mentioned he is top tier. He has the best passer rating against, where he's at like 40 something percent, where they're not catching nothing. Trent McDuffie, Antoine Winfield Jr., and Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner, man, congratulations, back to back All Pro selections, first team, first and second year in the league, man, first to do it. Congratulations.
All right, let's go on to the second. Oh, special teams, yeah, like they really count. But Brandon Abreu, AJ Cole, Miles Killebrew. I'm not even Nixon. I'm just saying Nixon, Rashid Shaheed, and Ross. Yeah, Matzik. Sorry if I butchered your name. All Pro second team. Here we go. He deserves this. He really does. I'm going to say it, everybody. Dak Prescott deserves this. This is his first selection, I think. He's got the best numbers of the year for any quarterback. So I think we could ease back on the Dak Prescott hate because he showed out at 30. Kyron Williams turned around the season, and Sam Laporta, too bad he got hurt, but what a hell of a season for a rookie tight end.
Yes, sir.
AJ Brown, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, and my man Puka Nacua. Puka, we didn't even know how to pronounce your name for like the first 6 weeks till
Everybody knows your name now.
Everybody
knows your name now, bro.
Yeah, yes.
You earned that.
He's got the Troy Polamalu look with all that hair right now. Keep growing it, brother. Keep growing it. On to the line. O-line.
Phenomenal.
You're gonna wait to say that. He's waiting. He's on wait for it.
What is he? Okay. Tyron Smith, he's been here before. Taylor Smith, the line. Look at that, man. Frank Ragnow. The Lions got a couple sleepers on that O-line. Chris Lindstrom and Lane Johnson at right tackle. Now, see, that was a shock. How did Lane end up here when I thought he would have been on first team? That was when they put Penny Sewell over him. That was a little questionable to me. But anyway,
Younger, faster, stronger.
D-line, Micah Parsons. Micah's a madman. And speaking of madman, on the other side, Mad Max Crosby. Justin Matabike, of course, because he's been going crazy. And Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, he is baby Aaron Donald. That's what we call him in Baltimore. Baby Aaron Donald. Oh, Demario Davis, Bobby Wagner. It's good to see him back up there. Oh, and another not star, but star, Patrick Queen.
Bruh.
We told you. And for the secondary, Jalen Johnson, Jesse Bates, Tyron Johnson, Justin Simmons, and Chadarius Ward, who's been phenomenal for that San Francisco 49ers secondary. He plays a big part over there. They're able to run a lot of man because of this guy. And the special teams, Jake Elliott, the punter for the Eagles, the place kicker for the Eagles, Brian Anger, the punter for the Cowboys, Jalen Reeves, Maven, Marvin Mims, Darius Davis, and Andrew DePolia for the Vikings. And I guess we have one more segment here.
Yeah, I had asked all the guys on the From the Hip podcast crew to select the play of the year that they feel like.
That's right.
I told everybody to select the play of the year that they felt like stood out to them the most this year. And when we say play of the year, it means one play that stood out to you all year long that you could sit here and remember, that you remember on from this season on. So we're gonna go through every members Player of the Year now. So this is mine right here. Player of the Year, Stephon Diggs brushes off 2 defenders and coasts in straight for the touchdown. This was earlier in the year, but you couldn't write that any better. Oh, where y'all gonna violate like that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that was gonna, but that's cool. Okay.
Here we go with my play of the year. We have Lamar Jackson. He's back in the pocket. He's looking to the left. Look at this. Evades a tackle, and the same defender's coming. But watch this throw. He takes the hit, and look at the placement for Isaiah Likely to climb up above 2 defenders, double covered, and come back down with that ball. That was a huge play for us right there during this game. Look at it. Look at this replay. Here you'll see him. He's looking down, evades, moves, about to get, knows the hit's coming. And the crazy thing about this after that, the defender's like, how did you do that? If you could see it, read his lips. Okay.
Pause.
This guy, whoever did this, I don't know, man. Oh, no one's here to talk about this one, but it looks like motion, handoff, pull back. What? Wow. Tip drill to the tutty.
Same game as mine though. Josh Allen's really him for real.
I don't know if that was just luck of the year.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
That's more of luck of the year.
It's a phenomenal catch, regardless. Phenomenal catch. I mean, the bounce off is.
Look at a feet placement. You could have kept winning.
But say it's a phenomenal catch.
I like how everybody else got multiple replays, but mine don't.
Don't worry, mine probably won't.
It's crazy. I think that's like insane. Oh, he don't get a. That's crazy.
Oh, no. Sam Howell dropped back. Oh,
bro. Regular pick 6 is your play of the year.
No. I think this is where he gets 2.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, I think he got 2 picks that game, and he broke history.
Yo, weak ass fucking play.
Yeah, I think that's Deron Bland running it back. Look at him evading tackles.
Shit mid.
He's had a great season.
Shit mid.
Mid. He's gonna have 2 thumbs up. Watch the next image after this is like 2 thumbs up or something.
Yes.
Wow. Ta-da.
Mid.
Well, and then I know what Tyler's is.
Yes.
For sure, because I thought of it.
Oh,
and I do feel this is player.
I guess I don't get it.
This really, wow. Unless he made like a whole video, like an intro, like dun 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 with some music. No,
I don't know.
No, guys, give me 1 second for Tyler's.
Okay.
Tyler's is having a little trouble uploading.
The fuck?
Saying you got Tyler getting. Ooh.
Hey,
never mind.
I mean, I clipped it myself, so I don't know.
That's why.
Oh well, my bad.
Well, I know what it is. You want to walk through it, Tyler?
Yeah. I mean, so basically, he gets broken in. 2 guys on him, hurls it right to him. Look at that. Look how he catches the ball. It was a 21-yard pass. How he manages to wave back his arm for the touchdown. I mean, it's phenomenal on how well he did that. I mean, you got to think about exactly. Look at this.
Jumps in front of the defender.
Yeah, he's in front of him, rolls him to stick the arm out for that. It's phenomenal.
They were actually down in this game, and he brought them back in with this for
Yes.
a touchdown to bring them into overtime. I think it is.
Yeah, overtime to win the game with the field goal.
Yeah.
Yep. They
And I mean-
this was the most important play for this whole game for them going against it, and just how he does that. 21 yards with pressure, catches it, rolls him to extend the arm for the touchdown.
And it's great awareness by T. Higgins, of course. And now he's going to
Yes.
be a free agent this offseason. So either the Bengals are going to do what they can to keep him, or somebody's going to get them a hell of a receiver.
They better throw the bag at him.
Mhm. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of the show. Thank you once more for being with us. So, Justin, go ahead with your goodbyes for the week.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching from the Hip Podcast. We're here every week. The weeks are gonna get shorter and shorter because we're officially in playoffs. It's Wildcard weekend, man. So there's straight good football, man. And just I know I can't say go Hawks. We're not in the playoffs, but it's always go Hawks, bro. And
Maybe you need to get some Bills gears now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some Bills gear, man.
Tyler's
Everyone,
letting us out here. Go ahead.
everyone, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your barbers, tell them all, man. Get that name out there. Everyone, this is going to be a great weekend. This is going to be a great playoffs, a great wild card. A lot of great games are coming up. Go Pack, go! They're going up against a rough game, but I think they're going to close it out at the end of it.
Bruh.
Our producer's not too happy with these, but he can hit me with as much buzz as you want, because if I remember last week, I was eating alone,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm going to be eating alone again, baby.
Give him the lone wolf real quick. Just give him the lone wolf for that.
Exactly.
Mm.
Sign us out, Corey.
Yeah. Hey, thank you all. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Please comment. I love reading the comments. I think a lot of you are crazy, but it's
those
fun.
Interactions
It's
have been
fun.
great. It's beautiful.
Yes. I love interacting with people. We all love what we do. Mo, again, our heart goes out to you, and get better as soon as possible. And let's go NFL. It's wild card weekend, baby.
Hey, let me say it. You ready? Let's keep it football. Let's keep it from the hip. Thank you, fellas.